If you take your seats, we're going to get started here pretty quick. Our live stream is about to be up, so we're
of the 18th Annual Region 14 Conference Media Tip-Off. Event coverage starts now.
Good morning. On behalf of the college, our co-sponsor, the Athens Daily Review, and our committee that puts this together each year, I'd like to welcome you to the 18th Annual Region 14 Conference Media Tip-Off. This is always an exciting time because it means the best conference in the nation is about to get underway again. And in many ways, I know you guys and ladies have all been practicing now for several weeks, but in many ways, as far as the conference goes, the roads to Hutchinson, Kansas, and Lubbock, Texas begin today as your fan base will start paying attention now to what's going on in games just 2 weeks away. We're excited to have everyone here today, especially the coaches that have shown up. We got some that haven't made it yet. If they show up, we'll fill in with them as we move along. Let me introduce members of the committee that help me put this together each year, and they do a great job. And this idea first was hatched back in like 1997. We were at the Pennington Field press box for the football conference media day, and I think Jack Stallard, Phil Hicks, and I were having a conversation that the basketball needed one. So we got with some of the icons of the league, with Coach Spencer and Coach Crawford, Coach Budke, Coach Davis, some of those guys, Coach Orr, and got them on board with this. So this is our 18th year, and hopefully we can keep it going because it's kind of a great way to release the poll and let the media get a chance to visit with the coaches and to see what to expect for this coming season, as honest as some of these coaches are or aren't going to be today. With that, we will begin our list of coaches and let them visit with you. And then, coaches, at the end of the day, if you would make yourself available, because I know some of the media people will want to visit with you one-on-one. See, Coach Jones is not here yet, so we will start with a newcomer to the league, Coach Anna Nims of Kilgore College. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. First off, I want to say thank you. It's always fun to be the new person and then also be the first one to the podium. I don't know if you guys set that up on purpose or not, but well done. Just a little bit about what we're doing. I took the job back in April, and we re-recruited and brought a big group of, or I shouldn't say big, a new group of young ladies in that I am excited about. I'm excited to bring back some of that tradition that Kilgore has, and really try to get into this conference. It's definitely the best conference in the nation. Coming from the Jayhawk conference, I've stood at the same podium and said the same thing until I saw all of our competition this weekend. So excited to be in this conference, excited to coach among some of the best coaches in the nation, excited to put Kilgore on the map in women's basketball, hopefully. We have a lot of new bodies, all except for 2 will be new to Kilgore this year. We brought in some transfers, and we brought in a lot of young folks. So where we are, we're going to be a little outmanned. We may be a little outsized, but we're going to work hard and and put our best foot forward this year and just continue to grow. So, good.
And I guess next up is going to be Coach Michael Madrid of San Jacinto College, who we appreciate making the drive up today.
First of all, I appreciate you guys doing this again. It's always awesome just to come up here and see all you coaches, and hopefully some of the other coaches will make their trip up. Obviously, was at Paris the last 2 years, have moved on to San Jac, and people ask me all the time, is it different? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? And I just told Eddie this. There's really two things that are different. Number one, my wife's happier. And the second one is when it rains, we can actually practice because the gym doesn't leak. And so those are really the two big things, I guess, that are different. So Gonzalo and Bilal aren't here, but when they get here, good luck to you guys when it rains. But obviously excited about the opportunity. Before I say anything else, just really want to touch base on the job that Bernita and KJ had done the last 2 years. They really did a tremendous job establishing a culture there, and hopefully we're just going to try to continue what they've done. There's 4 players returning off a team last year that had a lot of success. Unfortunately, we lost one to an ACL about 2 weeks ago, so that'll hurt us tremendously. So I will be honest about that. I won't lie and say that we're completely healthy. But we do have 3 pretty good players with a lot of experience. Kaylin Wilson, a kid from San Antonio who played in the Junior College All-Star game this summer in Florida. Vanessa Jones is a 5'10", 5'11" guard that put up double figures last year, so expecting her to really have a tremendous season for us. And then Crystal Reed played a really good role for them last year, and really expecting her to step up and play a big role for us. Outside of that, we're pretty young, have a lot of new players. Obviously, they're all trying to transition to a new system, trying to transition to me, trying to figure out my personality and my sarcasm a little bit, so they don't really know if I'm lying to them or if I'm being honest with them at the exact same time. But this weekend was good for us, just to kind of get an evaluation, to see some things on film, for them to be able to sit and understand that, hey, you're not really help side, and when they think I'm lying to them, that they're not help side. But excited about the opportunity, definitely looking forward to competing against all of you, and without a doubt know that this is one of the toughest regions in the country, and just anxious to get started. Thanks.
We'll go ahead and fill in now with Coach Eddie Kite of Panola College.
Glad to be back here for a second year. Kind of got baptized last year, first year in the league, and I knew how tough our league was, but once you're in it, you kind of get a whole different kind of reality set to you. So I'm excited to be back. Kind of reloaded our team. We had a lot of sophomores, and I've only got 3 coming back, so none of those 3 have a lot of experience. So we've got a lot of new faces that we're hoping will make an impact. Right now, Laura Chavez is a transfer point guard for us, and we've got another transfer, Regina Scott from South Plains, and one of our freshmen, Kia Fisker. We're expecting a lot out of those guys, but we've got a whole new group. We're excited about this season. We're finally going to be moving into our renovated facility, and it's looking really good. So we're just really excited about getting things kicked off in our second year in the program, and hopefully we'll get some things turned around. And I thought we were more competitive last year, and I think we're going to keep moving forward. We just got to rely on a lot of young people, and we'll just kind of see how things roll. Hopefully we're able to avoid that 7th and 8th spot, where we don't have to play Trinity Valley and Tyler again in that first round, and we can keep making some progress. But we're excited about this year. I like my kids. They're working hard right now, still trying to find a little bit of an identity, but they're doing a good job right now. I'm excited, and we look forward to this season. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from Coach Trina Tillis-Jones of Tyler Junior College.
I had to make my appearance and come in at the last minute. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity to showcase our players. It's an honor, and we appreciate this every year. As far as my Apache ladies, we're going to be interesting this year. We're returning 10 points and 4 rebounds. And I looked on here and I was not expecting to see us in the number 2 spot. We appreciate that you guys have a lot of confidence and a lot of faith in us, but I have 10 freshmen. And it's gonna be a tough year for us, but it's gonna be a fun year because the kids that we do have, they're actually doing what we want them to do. They're working hard, they wanna learn, they go through fences for us to the point we've been injured. We've had at least 1 to 2 people injured every practice and in every situation because they're diving after basketballs, they're hustling really hard, they're doing the little things that we ask them to do. And when you have so many young kids like that, that's what you appreciate in those players. And they're gonna get better. We're gonna be a better team towards the end than we are at the beginning. We're gonna have to bear with them. We're going to have to do a lot of teaching. Precious and I have done more teaching this year than I think we've done in my whole 15 years at Tyler Junior College. What we're returning is Taldencia Alush. She's our 6'3" kid from Kenya. She's playing her best ball. If we can get her through, she's got a little tendonitis in her knee, so she stays sore. But if we can get her through that, we think she's gonna be one of those kids that makes an amazing transition from when they got to America and when they got to our program. We've got Princess Cole. She's a kid that got more minutes than any of our returners. She's a kid that has the potential. It's in her. I mean, we got her out of Arkansas. We need her to lead our ball club this year. She hadn't been able to take over that this year. As far as we're wanting her to be more verbal and to get things done, but she's going to be crucial. And lastly, we have Autumn Avina, and she's a kid that we would have had last year on our team, but due to some conduct issues, she wasn't able to play. But she returned to Tyler Junior College, and we really think she's a kid that could have helped us last year, so we're going to hope that she really helps us this year. We've added a transfer from McNeese University named Ann. I don't know how to say her last name, and I'm not going to try and say it. But she's a kid. She's a tough post player. I look at her and I say she's a little me back when I was in Grapeland. She's thick and solid, and she just wants it. Our issue with her is from her rooter to her tutor, she's been injured this year. If you blow hard enough, she's going to get injured, but it's because this kid just works so hard, and we're like, you have a shoulder injury, but she's still going to knock that shoulder against the wall just to see if it'll really hurt. Other than that, we've got freshmen. I have freshman point guards. I've got 4 of them. Did I say I have freshman point guards? I'm gonna say it one more time, I got freshman point guards. It's gonna be a long year. I mean, if I could take all 4 of them and make them into one player, I'll have a Trinity Valley type point guard. But I can't do that. So we're trying to pit them against each other. The problem is they're all good friends, and so they won't go to battle, but they work hard. And if we can get them to gel, if we could get one of them to the cream to rise to the top, they're going to be better players. As far as post play, I've got a kid that we call Can't Get Right because she can't get right because she's been suspended since she got to TJC. So if we can get that kid to buy into the program, we might be pretty good, but I don't know if she's going to make it. We're going to have to get her to fight to make it in our program. As far as the wings, I've got wings that they fly. That's all I can say is they like to fly. They're going to get better. Our team is going to get better. You're going to say, what's going on with TJC at the beginning of the year? Because I'm the crazy coach that schedules the Baton Rouge Community College right off the bat and the Collin counties, those schools that are really, really, really good. We're going to get to go right into it. And hopefully we can get these kids prepared. We can do our job. We're going to have to work a little more than we have, which TJC's pays me really well, so they're going to make me earn my money this year. Again, we appreciate y'all so much. I'm sorry I'm so long-winded up here, but I feel like if we're supposed to get up here and tell about our teams, that's what we're really supposed to do for you guys. Thank you.
And now we'll welcome a newcomer to the league, Coach Gonzalo Garza of Paris Junior College.
Good morning. I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity. I want to thank our administration in Paris for the opportunity to, believe in me in taking the head coaching job for the women's basketball. It's a privilege to work with these ladies there in Paris. And also want to thank Coach Madrid for leaving it in good shape. He did a really good job at Paris Junior College, and for me coming in and taking over that program has been a good and smooth transition for me. We have some really good, I think, some sophomores that will make a good impact in our conference this year. And in this season, we have Kiara Smith, that's a returner. We have Ariana Kemp, that's a returner who didn't get to play last year. She was injured last year. And we have Deja Stiles, that's also a returner. So Kiara Smith and Deja Stiles are returners. Gave some minutes and contributed last year, and they're really contributing this year as far as with their energy, with their enthusiasm, with their personalities. Kiara and Deja are two captains that were named captains just a week ago, and they're living up to it, and they deserve that title. So they're doing a really good job of holding everybody together. Tiffany Murdoch is another sophomore that we really like. She was a transfer from Louisiana Monroe. She's a strong point guard, combo guard, can shoot it. And Delisha Monroe played at Ouachita Baptist. She's transferred as well. She's a strong presence inside, and she's, great kids. All these kids are great kids. Freshmen that were recruited last year are great kids. I believe that they're, again, just like, everybody at this point, we just want them to do, what we expect from them on the floor and off the floor. And these kids are really great kids. They're really trying to get better on the floor, and they're really trying to come together off the floor. So I really, really appreciate that effort that those girls are given, and I appreciate this opportunity to talk about our team a little bit. And looking forward to a great season, and looking forward to getting to know all these coaches and being a part of the best league in the nation.
And we'll round out our women's coaches panel with Coach Gerald Ewing of Trinity Valley.
First, I want to thank Benny and his staff, everybody who put this together. It's always a nice event, whether it's here or over at Tyler. I want to welcome all the new coaches to the league. If you're new in here, congratulations for getting your job and for getting here. We brought back 4 players from last year's 32 and 14. Basically, we brought back Maya Singleton, Charisma Matlock, and Deja Mullins played a huge part, of last year's success. And Alicia Washington, who tore ACL, she was just ruled back clear last Friday, so she'll be back with us again this year. So Alicia missed out this past year, so she's excited to come back and get back on the court. We've added a transfer, Troy Swain from Texas Pan America. She brings a lot of energy. Troy changes the color of her hair every week. It's just amazing. She's going to be probably a fan favorite here in Athens because she's just got so much energy. I brought in 9 new kids, and excluding Troy, I got 8 new freshmen. And when I was outside talking, I was told to be quiet because I only got 8 new people, 8 new freshmen. Some people got 10 and 12 and 13 new people, new freshmen. So I said, okay, I can respect that. But my 8 freshmen, they're all interchangeable, very talented young ladies. Right now, they really haven't even separated. That's how good I think they can be. We're long, we're athletic. I think we're going to be able to play Trinity Valley basketball, get up and down and press, and move the ball really fast. I like them a lot. They're great kids. Right now, knock on wood, everything is going good with them as far as academically, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're bought in to the system, bought into how we play here. And I think after Sunday, they got a wake-up call to understand what college basketball is really about. You always talk to them, and they think, you're talking crazy. When my assistant coaches beat up on them in practice with the pads, and they say, this is not that physical, coach. Well, after Sunday, they came in on Sunday night and said, Coach, it was just that physical. Okay, so it was just a new, exciting thing for them, and they're excited about this season. So once again, like I said, I think this is the best region in the country for women's basketball. I think our seasons playing against each other gets us totally ready for the national tournament. I don't think there's better women's basketball in the country outside of this region. So I'm excited to play against you guys, and see you soon.
And now we'll start with our men's coaches, and we'll welcome Coach Lance Madison from Lamar State, Port Arthur, and thank you, Coach, for making the long drive up.
Well, I want to thank Trinity Valley Community College for hosting today's event. I'd like to thank Athens Daily Review for being a sponsor, and I'd like to thank Benny Rogers for his coverage, and Charles Richards from Paris. Thank you for the articles that you put out. We try to use some of them for our locker room bulletin board material. Problem is, there are usually no pictures, and my guys have a hard time reading it. So. But, you know, I've got five returning players from last year, and at one time 4 of them had started. I got a pretty good nucleus coming back. They're good kids. They like each other. They work hard. Jordan Harris is a returning point guard for me. He's played really well here in the preseason. Expecting him to have a good year for us. Mambi Diawara is a returning guard from Canada. You know, he's gotten stronger. He's shooting the ball more consistent. Expecting big things from him. And then I've got Freddie Williams from Memphis. It's a 6'5", kind of an energy guy that plays hard, can defend, and is a glue guy for us. And then my other two returners are two Serbians, and unfortunately, unlike Trina, they didn't get hurt by diving on the floor for loose balls. One of them got hurt first day when he saw the weight room. He hurt his back. And then the other one got hurt when he tied his shoes and we had to run the seawall on Friday. 1 mile run in the morning. But no, those two guys had been nicked up and injured. I finally got them back yesterday for full contact drills. Didn't have them in Dallas, and I'm glad to have them back. Unfortunately, we went to Dallas, and after the first game, I realized I forgot to recruit over the summer. So, but no, in all honesty, as far as recruiting and my new guys, I've got Colton Weisbrod, transferred from University of New Orleans. It's a local kid that had a great prep career in the Golden Triangle, and he's been a leader for us in practice so far, and he's kind of a mismatch guy. He's got some toughness, and you know, he's shown some good leadership. And I got a transfer from Abilene Christian, Christian Albright, that has shown some leadership, and strong kid, can step out and shoot it. And now I got a local kid from in town, DeMaster Sams, is a quick, athletic combo guard. It's been a pleasant surprise. He played well in Dallas. You know, our schedule's going to be challenging again. We open up down in Pensacola State October 30th and 31st, play 2 Panhandle schools, which is always a challenge for us. We'll open up with Gulf Coast, and then we'll play Pensacola State, who's very good to start with. They're even better at home, so we'll have our work cut out for there. But I like my group. They're working hard. We've got a good skill set. I think we've got good basketball IQ. They're quick learners. Hopefully we got enough depth and we stay away from injuries, and you know, we stay healthy and play together. Thank you.
And now we'll welcome a newcomer to the men's coaching side in the league, Grant McMillan of Panola College.
Thrilled to be here, excited to be here at this event. I guess I missed the email about the dress code, so I apologize for that. That's a rookie mistake. All right. I know next year that I'm gonna leave the tie in the closet, so I apologize for that. But anyways, I'm coming over from Florida. Had an opportunity to work for a great head coach and a great AD last year for Northwest Florida. We had an unbelievable season. I was 20 minutes from the beach last year. And last year we won the whole thing. So it would have been easy to go back to the beach and recruit an entire team to a team that won the whole thing last year. But, you know, I really believe in Panola College. I really believe in our administration. I really believe in our president. And we got an unbelievable brand new facility. And we had 88 rain days in the spring. I think like everyone else did. So just now we're opening it. We got in the practice gym about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and hopefully by the time we have our home opener, we'll be able to play in it. So it's a great facility. Entire brand new team, 12 new guys, had to begin from scratch. Try to go the transfer route as much as possible, try to create some upperclassmen, try to get some older kids. In the front court, have a transfer from Niagara University, James Suber. He's a really hard-nosed kid, kind of undersized, can play the 4 or 5. Tope Iri Kawi from Nigeria, transfer from Troy. He's got 3 years. He's being highly recruited right now. He's actually coming off an injury, but I think he'll be pretty good in this league. And then Ige Parler, who's from Turkey, who is a really good kid. We're trying to work on his English, but has a chance to be really good. In the backcourt, for upperclassmen, Terry Holt, who's a transfer from a JC, averaged 11 points a game last year. You know, can play the 1, 2, 3. Charles Cha-Cha Tucker from Tennessee State started 18 games in the OVC last year, won Freshman of the Week 1 time. His dad's the agent for Magic Johnson. So it's incredible to have him in our program. He's a really big-time kid. And then a kid, Jonathan Wiley from Texas State, who's from Houston, who's extremely talented. I think the expectations is that we want to compete. I don't think that we're going to back down from anyone. I didn't do that in recruiting. And we're just trying to create a culture here. Just trying to create a culture and just trying to create a brand. And I'm from East Texas, thrilled to be here, and I just can't wait to get the season started. Thanks.
And next up is another newcomer to the league, Bilal Batley of Paris Junior College.
How's everybody doing? I made a few notes. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of time, just like yourself. All right, all right. Here goes my first joke. Coach, you apologize for your attire. I'm not. And there's a reason why. 'Cause, as an assistant coach, and over the years, I used to come to the Region 14 media days, and I would always watch Coach Holbright. He would always have a suit jacket on. So I told our staff, I'm wearing a suit jacket, just because Coach Holbright would. So. Hence, you've made an impact in my life. How about that? It's first and foremost, I want to say I want to thank the administration of Paris Junior College for bringing me back. I was an assistant coach in 13-14 for Chuck Taylor. Really appreciate Chuck Taylor for mentoring me, bringing me to PJC, allowing me to be part of that brand with the green and gold, with the Dragons. Also, I have a lot of respect for the league because even though that I was an assistant in 13-14, I'm a Region 14 baby. And I graduated from Navarro College in 2004, started my career in 2001 over there for Louis Orr, who is a legend in Region 14, Hall of Famer in NJCAA. So saying all that, I wanted to take, this is my long-winded part of this short speech. I wanted to just kind of reminisce, and I think Coach Champagne and some of the people who've been around the league for a while would enjoy this a little bit. I mean, I came up with a time at 19 years old, out of high school, I would go watch Coach Jernander play at San Jack because I'm a Houstonian. And I remember players such as Antonio Falou, right, Marcus West, Derek Payne, Emmanuel McElroy. And the following year, I joined the league as a manager, just, you know, trying to learn how to coach. Filling water bottles and sweeping the floor and doing things like that, and just trying to stay on Coach Orr's good side, which is not easy to do at all, right? And I remember the legends, Coach Orr, Coach Davis at Angelina, Jernander, Coach Champagne, and Coach Dodson at Lon Morris, and some of the great players I mentioned at San Jac, but Omar Thomas, who I believe averaged about 35 points a game maybe at Panola Junior College at the time, who went on to go to UTEP. Myron Allen and Andre Joseph, Ferguson, Shanshan Johnson, and that whole crew at Lee for Coach Champagne. Lon Morris had Diego Romero, if you guys remember him, 6'10", kid from South America, I believe, could shoot threes, and along with his teammate Terrence Thomas. I remember we were going over the scouting report at Navarro, and they were saying the Detroit Pistons are going to be here to see Terrence Thomas, you know, and Joe Francis, you got him tonight, you know. So those are my memories, and for me to be brought back as a head coach is just an honor. So I really appreciate Region 14 just being a part of this history. I appreciate the media as well for covering not only us in terms of coaches, but more importantly our players, and give them exposure for opportunities to move forward. And I have brought schedules. I'll turn them in, so I apologize they're not in yet, and also rosters. But if you want a scouting report of our team, I don't have those, but you can go ahead and just look at Charles Richards' website, and he'll have everything there on each player. No, we appreciate it to Mr. Richards. So our current team, we only have 2 returners from last year. Brandon Hollins, he's from St. Louis. He was on the previous year's team as a starter, averaged somewhere around 10 points and 5 rebounds, I believe. Did a good job. And then he got hurt off a wrist injury. He did have surgery in the spring. He's rehabbed it, and he's still working to be back 100%, but he's active. And also Khalil McGuire, who walked on, and he's earned his right to come back as well. He can shoot the basketball from neighboring town, Roxton, Texas. From there, we have 9 freshmen. 1 sophomore hasn't played in a while, so he's rejuvenated his career. So I consider him a freshman as well. Sharon Wilson is one of my other sophomores. He's a 6'6" forward, Division I transfer from Southern Utah. Looking for some leadership and some versatility, some skill set from him. Omar Sherman transferred from University of Miami, by the way, at Duncanville. Big body, and he's a big old teddy bear. So hopefully he'll be a grizzly bear on the basketball floor instead of a teddy bear, as he is off the court. Marquise Mundy out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Versatile power forward, brings some toughness, and I kind of consider him to be a freshman at this moment in time since he's coming back to play after sitting out a year. Antonio Chapman's a JUCO transfer from Alabama Southern, 6-foot point guard. I believe he has a reputation to score the basketball at Alabama Southern, so now he's learning how to play the point guard position instead of doing whatever he wants to do, which was needed at his previous school, but now to manage the other 4 players on the court. So that's a quick overview of them. I believe we have a chance to be competitive, but to do that, you have to compete, and they don't know the difference between working hard right now and competing. So someone in our cafeteria who's always around, Mr. Tim, he said, "How many, Coach, from what my understanding is you have 15 players when school started." And I said, "I sure do." And then he said, "Well, how do you have now? How many more do you have now?" 15. He said, "You're not working them hard enough, Coach." So we want to really, turn up the intensity in practice and just show these young men how to compete, not just on the basketball court, but also in life. But again, appreciate the opportunity. Looking forward to the season. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from Coach Brian Hoperight of Kilgore College.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure to kind of kick the season off with the media. We appreciate all that you guys do to cover our region and make this a special time of the year and a good season and with a lot of media coverage. Appreciate the people that contribute to this event and make it worth its while. Congratulations to the new coaches. Congratulations to Grant on your national championship. Anytime you can win a championship, I think it's special. I think you have to take note of that. Those don't happen every year, and it takes a lot of hard work and success to do that. So Things at Kilgore seem to be really good. I seem to mention this every year. We have great administration. We have great staff to work with. It helps make our jobs easier. It helps make the success that we have been fortunate enough to have. It makes it a smoother run, and I appreciate that, and I always want to mention that. I've got a good staff right now. Brad Witherspoon just joined us this summer, played at KU. He's been an assistant at the junior college level the last 3 years, and he's got a great rapport with our players and a great basketball knowledge. And I'm looking forward to spending the year with him and just his contribution to our program. Just a little bit about last year. We went in with a very, what turned out to be a very stubborn group, a very selfish group, a group that didn't have much chemistry. I think we went on a run. Let's see, we won 10 of our last 12 in the league, and made a great run towards the end of the year. I think when we got to 15 wins, I went into the athletic director and I told him, well, we're guaranteed to have a winning, or at least have a 500 season. And he kind of looked at me funny, and I just looked at him and I said, the wheels could fall off of this at any time. I mean, we were managing a lot of egos and a lot of chemistry issues, and we get to 15, 17, 18, 19, and I keep going in, and I'm like, well, we're going to have a winning season this year. And he keeps looking at me and laughing, and I'm saying, I'm telling you, the wheels could fall off. Well, we get to the region tournament. We lost in the first round, and Coach Mendez did a tremendous job. He outcoached me. His players outplayed our players. We finished the season a lot earlier than I think we would have liked to. But at the end of the year, within about a month of the season finishing up, we had two of our players walk in to the offices and visit with the staff, and they both told us that they didn't want to go on and play Division I basketball. They just thought they needed to turn pro. So I went back to the athletic director and told him I'd done a miserable job of coaching our team all year long, because if we had two pros on the team and we only won 21 games, I'd done a shitty job. So we try to reevaluate things just a little bit, but we do have a good nucleus of guys coming back for this year. We've got the guys there that we feel like have good chemistry, have bought into what we feel like the culture is supposed to be at Kilgore. We have been fortunate to have success, really good success the last 3 years, and we want to continue to build off of that and grow that. So we've got 3 or 4 kids back that we really believe are going to contribute to that culture and help us build forward. Got a good transfer point guard that I think first and foremost is a winner. I'm not going to tell you he's a great scorer. I'm not going to tell you he's a great passer. I think he can do all those things exceptionally well. But the one thing I've learned from him this fall is when we play pickup games and we've started practicing in the last couple weeks, he's a winner, and he finds ways to impact winning. And so I'm really excited about him because we didn't have somebody coming back. And Jonathan Milligan last year's at Pittsburgh in the ACC, and we'll probably have a chance to start for them as the season started. And the year before that, it was Stephon Moody, who was first team All-SEC last year as a junior, and we'll have a chance to have a great year at Ole Miss this year. So we needed to fill that role. We've got good wings. We've got guys that can make plays. Our ball skill and our decision-making is a little bit better than what it has been in those positions the last few years. And I think our post play, with the exception of AK, who comes back and is being very heavily recruited by a lot of people right now, we're relatively new. And so we've got freshmen that have to grow into those positions, and typically big guys grow a little bit slower and take a little bit longer. And so I think we're going to be a work in progress for a little while. I really think this team may not hit its stride until sometime after Christmas, but our versatility is tremendous. Our depth is good for this league, what it's been in the past. And so I anticipate us being tough. And I anticipate us being very good and having a chance to compete every night in this league. So we're excited about the year. We actually get to scrimmage tonight, so we're going to run out of here and get a couple scrimmages in later on this evening and have a chance to evaluate our team and move forward. So look forward to seeing everybody, and look forward to everybody having a good year, and we wish you the best. Thanks.
And now we'll hear from Coach Aaron Smith of Jacksonville College, another newcomer to the head coaching ranks in the league.
Not just a newcomer to the head coaching ranks, a newcomer to the coaching ranks. So I don't know if there's ever been such a crazy thing happen. I actually run a AAU program out of Dallas and was hired by Coach Bailey this July. And he obviously moved on to the University of New Orleans. And when all that happened, it happened just at the perfect time for me. Dr. Mike Smith and Lynn Nabby, our president and AD, had enough confidence in me to lead our young men. So just feel very fortunate to be here, and just know that there are just some really great coaches in this conference. So I knew I needed some serious help. I hired Coach Ray Wilkerson, who's been a NAI head coach and a longtime high school head coach, who's going to help me because I'm going to need it. But just really feel honored to be here. As far as our team goes, a couple of guys that I just want to recognize for their hard work. Our point guard, Ike Agassi, out of Dallas, type of kid that just competes every day, very coachable. We really have a coachable group, which is great for me, being this my first year. Just kids that, want to be coached, want to get better. So it's been great to see them respond in a lot of different situations. So we have Ike, a couple other kids I'd like to recognize. Nyland Yancey, he's out of Richardson. He played prep school last year. He's probably been the biggest surprise coming into this year. Honestly, didn't think he was going to be playing much at all. And after the first few days of workouts and pickup games, he climbed up mine and Coach Bailey's board from kind of not on it to being really high on the list. So I've been very pleased with him. Jared Henderson is a 6'5" athletic wing, growing guard skill set. Just plays hard, extremely coachable. He's been a joy to teach. Other kid I would say is Andre Hughes. Andre's about a 6'7", 4-man. He's coming off of ACL. He actually tore his ACL at the Mullins event last year, and he's back, and he's been playing well. So I'm just grateful to be here, excited to just give my young men the opportunity to compete in this conference, and look forward to seeing what happens. So thank you.
And now we'll hear from certainly not a newcomer to the league, Roy Champagne of Lee College.
Good morning. Thanks to all those that have put on this event. It's always been a great event. It gives us a great opportunity to showcase our league. The only complaint that I have is that I cannot ever read Tyler's roster or who they're playing. And I'm getting older, and I have no idea. I don't know what row they sit on, but so maybe I can't read it. Maybe I just know that they're big from what I hear. So I don't know if you don't recognize the names. Last year we had, Belai, Coach Holbright actually has impacted my career too, just not with my wardrobe, but I appreciate that. But Coach was talking about his team, and it sounded a whole lot like my team last year. The season did not end fast enough. Marcus and I both said that if we could have just forfeited the entire year, we'd have been all right with it. We had to sit out a lot of kids last year for different reasons, and we still thought we had some talent, but we just didn't have the right mixture. We had some egos, we had some selfishness, and we had 4 sophomores. One was a walk-on who had an opportunity to still walk on Division I level, but chose just to get into the workforce. Our other 3 kids signed Division I scholarships, and for the first time in Lee College's history, we had an ACC signee. So Tyrone Outlaw was a great player in this league. Unfortunately, he's got a red shirt this year with a heart condition. Hopefully, everything will be cleared up for next year. But he was a great kid, made a great strides from going from being a power forward at UNC Greensboro to being a big 2 guard, and made a lot of threes in this league. This year we have 3 sophomores, 2 of which we redshirted last year. One was a starting point guard for us as a freshman 2 years ago, And we've had a good start to the season with exhibition games, and unfortunately we've played without Tim. But you know, he's got a major thigh injury, but hopefully he'll be cleared. But Tim's a real bulldog. He's a great competitor. He can really put the ball in the basket, and he also does a good job of keeping the floor balanced and finding people. Brandon Jenkins, unbelievably athletic young man out of Chicago. Didn't play much for us as a freshman, needed to learn how to play. Had a lot of bravado to him, and you know, he was the first person to let you know how good a shot he made as he went down the court haphazardly, not to play defense while his opponent scored a layup. So he didn't get to play much, but his coming out party, I think, was when we really needed him 2 years ago, when we were just injured, to say the least, the last week of the season. And we were fortunate to win 3 games, and we took on Trinity Valley in the second round of the playoffs. And I think our guys gave them everything they got, and they had. And Brandon really had a big game as a freshman, and he sat out, matured a lot, got his academics in line, and he's having a great start to the season. The other young man is Duop Reith. He played a lot for us last year, but he's totally transformed his game. He's again, I think a lot of it had to do with he just didn't like the teammates that he was playing with last year. And he's a very humble young man. He's a hard worker, great in the classroom, just a good, honest kid. And as soon as the season ended, as soon as we got beat handily by Tyler this past tournament, Monday morning we were back at work and doing all we could to kill anybody that showed up. And they all survived. But I have to say that I haven't seen a group of kids work as hard, and we've put in a lot of 5 a.m. workouts. They've run a lot. I've bought all kind of gadgets known to man, from stretch bands to shackles to you name it, and we've put them all to use. We've been in the weight room. We've purchased 2 guns, not those guns, but the shooting guns, and they've really put a lot of time in. And you know, hopefully it pays off. We're a very talkative team, to say the least, this year. They're very confident in their when it comes to game time. We foul a lot, but we do play a lot of players, so hopefully that doesn't come into play. But I'm proud of our 3 sophomores. They're all being recruited by Power 6 conferences. They all are on track to graduate. I think they'll keep the tradition of having Lee College players go on to major conferences and hopefully contributing and helping those teams and getting them to see them on TV. I know my young son loves seeing those guys on ESPN and saying, "Papa, you know, that's such and such is on," and that sort of thing. So it's good as a dad to see my son's eyes light up. But league will be good as always. You know, I think my team looks really good right now, but it's early, and we're still junior college young student athletes, so you never know what. I'm not there today, so who knows what has happened in my absence, and so I'm sure I'll have some text messages, and we'll deal with those as they come. And you know, hopefully we can get to the season. I think I made a bad decision we went to Florida the first weekend for a jamboree, and great talent, guys played well, and then we turned around and went to Dallas, and now I have 2 weeks to figure out what am I going to do with them, because they're going to get bored with practice. But October 31st can't come soon enough, and before we know it, I know we'll be trying to beat up on each other. So good luck to everybody. Hope everybody stays healthy. Again, appreciate the opportunity. I hope that what happens is and I think it's a lot of hard work by Mike. We had 3 teams make it to the national tournament this year. I hope we can keep that tradition going, because for the longest time that I've been in the league, Region 14 has not been well recognized and or rewarded for the talent that we have, because we consistently beat up on each other. So last year was a great testament to some hard work, but also to the teams by simply taking care of business on the court. So hopefully we can get 3 more teams there, and hopefully we can get 2 Region 14 teams playing against each other in the national championship game. That would be a tremendous honor for our conference. So thank you very much.
And now we'll hear from Michael Landers of Navarro College.
Thank you, Benny and Phil and the committee, and thank you to Trinity Valley for hosting this. I'm sitting over there and everybody's coming up and they're so excited about the season and their team, and I'm scared to death. We went to Dallas this past weekend, and to say we underperformed would be an understatement. We kind of threw up a 0 and kind of exposed our team, and it opened our eyes to some things. So we came back, and I had an inter-squad yesterday trying to build their confidence up a little bit, and both teams lost, and so I'm not sure what to do about that. It kind of backfired, and I thought we were going to feel better about ourselves, but now we realize that we've got even further to go. We have 15 guys on our team. We have one returner from last year, and it was kind of by design. We're kind of trying to change some things, and after being in the league for 2 years, I feel like I've got a better idea of what we need to be successful. Hopefully next year I'll be able to go out and get that. We've got a ways to go. One player back. We've got 10 freshmen. We've got 4 other transfers. I like our group. I hope eventually we're going to be good. We're not showing it at this point. We're not very tough. I thought, Bilal, it was great. I heard you say we got to learn the difference between working hard and competing. And our guys work hard. We don't compete a whole lot. And so, needless to say, our coaching staff, myself and DJ and Coach Q, we've got a ways to go with our group in order to get them where they need to be. Hopefully we can figure that out sooner rather than later, because we're only a couple weeks away from starting it up, and then we're only basically a month away from we got Lil G coming in our place on November 20th or something. And so the conference season is not far away, so we've got a ways to go as a group. I know our league is extremely difficult. I saw a few teams this week or this past weekend, and some of the teams that are 5th and 6th and 7th in the divisions are really freaking good, and it just tells you how deep the league is. So we've got our work cut out for us, but I'm excited about the possibilities that we have, and hopefully we can get our guys to play at the level they need in terms of intensity, in terms of passion, and playing for the guy next to them. And when we can figure that out, I think we've got a chance to be successful. And it's just a point of us trying to get to that point sooner rather than later. Thank you very much.
Next up is Mike Marquis of Tyler Junior College.
That's right. Thank you, Roy. Thanks again for doing this for us. You know, we all appreciate it very much. And Bilal, I appreciate what you said up here today about the passion of the past and that how old you felt Roy was. I did pick up on that as well. So I thought those are 2 good things that happened for us. So we're like everyone else. We're excited about the season. For the first time in a long time, instead of feeling bad about being a Cubs fan, I get to feel good today about being a Cubs fan, so that was a pretty good deal last night. But I've got 2 great assistants, and they've got a whole lot to do with our success, and John Edwards and Mitch. And what we've tried to do with this year's team, because we're very new, especially for us, we didn't when we brought back 3 guys, but that we're trying to tell them that success leaves clues. And we're trying to explain to them, and our assistant's doing a great job of getting it across to them that there were some things that have happened at our program in the past that have been successful, and can they buy in, and how long will it take for them to buy in for this team to be good as well. And if it takes a while, then maybe we won't be good till later on. But we've got some good players, we've got some great kids, and look forward to coaching them. And Bilal, you were right. I thought if we both voted for the other school, that Trinity Valley wouldn't be the unanimous #1 pick in the North, so that worked out well. So I appreciate your advice on that too. So that worked out. But we're looking forward to a great year. If you pay attention to the national polls, those will come out pretty soon. Those have a lot to do with our league's success. When you look at those, they're more than it used to be in junior college for both the men and the women. That's how the at-large bids are happening, and more things are going on in the league like that. So it's fun to see the league rise up nationally, and to do well at the national tournament is great, and we're hoping for another great year. And a lot of rule changes I think will make it more exciting. I think it's going to change some of the basketball in our league. So again, we thank the media very much for this and this opportunity, and I know we want to wish everyone the best of luck.
And we'll wrap up our men's panel with Chris Ballman of Trinity Valley.
I want to thank Benny and Trinity Valley for putting us on today. Please excuse the cricket. He's in our gym every day, and then he comes over to my office, and then he heard we got 12 first place votes, so he had to come over and see for himself if that was true. So please excuse him today. When I got here 4 years ago, when I interviewed actually with Coach Smiley, and actually Benny was in the room, I've Dallas Cowboys, and I thought, is this a football school? I was at Garden City Community College, and we were kind of known as a football school. So I kind of figured there'd been 28 NFL guys that had played here, and Dr. Forty goes, well, heck no, we're a women's basketball school. And I thought it was a joke at the time. I really did. I thought it was pretty funny. And then I got through my first year, and I found out this was a women's basketball school. So Coach Smiley's turned that around a little bit with his success on the football field. I think we've been successful the last couple years. We've had really good players. We've had the last 2 player of the years, Octavius Ellis, who's at Cincinnati, who has a chance to be a first-round draft pick out here this year, which we're hoping that happens. Dedrick Basil, who not a lot of guys recruited, had a very good career here. He was 57-12. He's now at Cal State Bakersfield. So we've got 1 guy returning in Melvin Swift. We were supposed to have 2. Devontae Jackson got hurt in a showcase this summer. So we have 1, and I'm not sure Melvin knows he's a returner yet. We have to remind him sometimes. But the one thing I can tell you about the league, some of you new guys, is there's great respect in this league amongst the coaches. Guys, there's a lot of guys that have done this for a long time, and there's a lot of respect in this room. And I think that's very healthy for our league. Grant, I think you look great today, dressing up. I think it was good. On your first time, I think that's great. We can't wait to see your new facility. I'm taking Dr. Forgy. Please let us know what you did with your bleachers, because we may need some. So some of you have been in our gym. So, but no, seriously, we've done some great things. Coach Smiley's helped us get a new weight room for our men's basketball program. They've got a great one. He's helped us with some things to really help our guys. But we got a good group of guys. I mean, everybody in the league's good. I mean, it doesn't. Roy's got a good team. Mike will have a good team. By the time we have to play each other, everybody will be good. Like I said, I'm excited about the group. I got a bunch of transfers, but like I said, I got 1 new guy. So we got our tails kicked in Dallas this weekend. We were 1-2, and it was good for us. So we got to play some more games, and we're excited about the guys. And like I said, I'm really excited about the league. I want to congratulate Mike. They beat us in the first round, and they won the regional tournament. I want to congratulate him. It was a great accomplishment by them. They represented Region 14 very well. Coach Janander also made it. We were at large bids with Sanjak. They got upset in the first round. We made it to the second round and got beat by Hutch. It was a tough draw for us, but like I said, I'm really excited about this year. I'm excited about the league, and like I said, I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Before we go, let me thank again Phil Hicks and Joe Ellerson for helping me put this on. They do a great job and help me each year, and I couldn't do it without them. I'd like to thank Miles Pennington and the Cardinal Sports Network for webcasting today's event, and thank you for everyone who's watching and looked in today, because I know there's a lot of interest in our league. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the coaches, because without your support, we couldn't do this. And we think this is both beneficial to your programs, and we know it is to the media. So thank you for that. We wish everybody the best of luck this season. Let's have multiple teams in Lubbock, Texas, and Hutchinson, Kansas come the middle of March. Thank you, everybody.
This has been a special presentation of the Cardinal Sports Network.